YouTube, y'all. What up, what up, what up? Yo, Bando, what up, son? Alright, yo, what up, what up? I'm back like a spine. Optimal, what up? What up, everybody? We back. 2020, Clear Vision, Young Tempo, .rec, what up? Yo, this episode of 333 TV is sponsored by .rec Clothing, y'all. Support the community. You already know how it goes. So, I'm just getting into this YouTube streaming shit, so. Ooh, sponsored by .rec Clothing, y'all. Anyway. It's good to be back, man. It's been a while. Let me light this blunt. I can barely even hear myself. Rolando, what up, man? What up? So, what we got new for the year? How's everybody been? I'll tell you what we got new for the year. 333 TV is back. X Factor, what up? I will be back every Saturday night as usual. And we're just going to do, fucking do whatever. I'm going to make this up as we go along. I'm going to do album reviews. I'm going to do a 1 hour radio broadcast where I'm pretty much just going to play P records because that's all I listen to anyway. And then, I'm going to do behind the mix videos and, all types of dope shit. I'm going to do whatever I can to the extent of what I'm capable of doing. So, now that we're up and running, I should play a record or something. So, today, what I figured we would do is I smoke these blunts and listen to these records is we're just going to listen to Hegelian and talk about it because why the fuck not? Who better to talk to about that album than me, right? Shout out to everybody in the YouTube stream. Head over there if you want to hear what's coming from the decks, because I will not be playing shit from headphones through the phone speakers on Instagram. We're broadcasting live audio, so.
This is about psychological warfare. A specific type of warfare designed to distract, misinform, and anesthetize the brain. We must remain vigilant at all times
항상 경계의 고삐를
and be alert to their insidious attack on the mind.
이전에도 그러했듯이
For they have come before,
이러한 공격은 또
and they will come again.
Yo, so we just checked out the intro on the Book of Revelation over on your YouTube stream, and it's crazy because for that album and that project, we had no idea what skits we were going to use. Yeah, Trav, what up? So P actually went over to Europe and He hits me. I think he's in Italy or something. 4-piece, what up? And he's just like, yo, I finally found the perfect skits for Hegelian. I was just like, oh, word? And it turns out that, yo, Ike, what up? It turns out that, YouTube restricts, oh, .ret, thanks, homie. Yeah, .ret. Yo, Dot, keep me up to point on the mic level and everything versus the music and whatnot as we go along, because this is just a beta test. Oh yeah, go ahead, Ike, with that. It's the end of terror. Listen, man. All right, so the Tom Brady reign of terror has finally come to a close. It probably ended today, so enjoy the opportunity to win Super Bowls that was not afforded to anybody else but the Patriots over the last 20 years. So anyway, back to the music. So Mr. Flawless, what up? So apparently YouTube restricts access to certain videos, and depending on which region you're in. She's just like, yo, you're not gonna believe this, man. I found this propaganda film from North Korea that somebody smuggled out. And I was just like, oh, word, that sounds perfect, yo. And when he gets back to the States, we recorded it, and then he kind of just let me do whatever. So I just kind of cut up everything, all the skits and everything, and in the original cut of the album, the first cut, there were more skits in it, but it sounded not so much like an album and too much like a documentary, so we had to strategically pull some of them out. So, yo, Psychedelic, what up, man? Like I said, everybody head over to the YouTube channel. Most of the streams are going to be, the content's going to be streamed live on there from here on out. That way, you guys can hear exactly what I hear. So, with that being, let's keep moving.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you,
Now listening to the sounds of a God in the flesh. My lineage is ancient. I come from beyond any place you could imagine in your imagination. Mommy was my spaceship. It took her 9 months to get me here. I finally made it. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. My star got 6 points, so I burn brighter than any pentagram on Hollywood sidewalk. I'm much too hot, you cannot cool me off. Now the sun don't chill, Allah. Check the rhyme that I spill on y'all. It's the best by far. Initiate of the sacred brotherhood of elite rappers. I'm a master builder, grand verbalizer, young old timer. The tippy top shot original Dandada is written in the stars. Look me up then, 2 or 3 bars. Got you pay attention. I'm gifted, my rap is mystic. It's cold that I speak, so the police missed it. Spray painted on the walls, the writings on the walls. I'm gifted, my rap is mystic. It's codes that I speak, so the police missed it. Put on some real tough shit that I could rock to, to write the illest words you ever could bop to. I live the illest life you ever could have. So much joy I cry, so much pain I laugh. At my best I am excellence, and my words I'm not inspired by the beat. Shit come out weak, it's not bad for a bad day. I smack you and knock your head off, damn. I don't know my own strength like a lion. I was just trying to play, it's not my fault you fall apart so easy. I need to be with my own kind. Take me to where the rap music is powerful, beats and rhymes. Whole nother channel, don't be so shallow. Expand your taste, it's more to life than your narrow mind think. And we live from the refuge. Is anybody out there? It's written in the stars. Look me up then, 2 or 3 bars. Got you pay attention. I'm gifted, my rap is mystic. It's codes that I speak, so the police missed it. Spray painted on the walls, the writings on the walls. I'm gifted, my rap is mystic. It's codes that I speak, so the police missed it.
Killer G, what up, homie? XPU, what up? What up, son? It's good to see all my people back. You know what I'm saying? If you want to hear what's happening, yo, Trav, what up? I see you in the YouTube stream. If you want to hear what I hear, head on over to YouTube. Watch the live over there. You can actually hear it from my desk at full audio quality. Finally. Shout out to Dot Rec. Ooh, on the mic. This episode of 333 TV, sponsored by Dot Rec Clothing. Yo, support the community. Check out his shit. Buy some beats. Buy a shirt. All that dope stuff. Yo, Love, what up? Laughter, what up? Yo, anybody needs some beats, man, holler at Laughter. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, head over to the YouTube page if you want to hear. We just listened to the album and talking about it. I'm not really talking about it too much. This is more of a beta test to make sure that all this shit actually works. I've been trying to get this shit running for a while now. Shout out to everybody. 2020. I hope shit is going good. You know what I'm saying? It's the year of clear vision and whatnot. So, back to talking about the album. Me and P actually got, it was I wouldn't want to say a battle or a fight because we never did that, but we kind of have a difference of opinions, if I want to put it that judiciously, about which song was going to come first on this album. And he wanted it to be Broken Rappers because he thought the rest of the album was kind of slower and he didn't want people to be bored. And he kept telling me, he's like, yo, man, I listened to the album 1,000 times and it's kind of boring. I was just like, nobody's going to listen to it 1,000 times, son. Like, you're bugging. I said, it's fine. He's just like, nah, man, I want to start off a little bit more up-tempo. You have to excuse me, I'm at the tail end of a cold, but I'm still here. And I was just like, nah, man, if you listen to the end of the intro.
Before,
이러한 공격은 또 그러했듯이
for they have come before,
이러한 공격은 또
and they will come again.
It literally says they have come before, they will come again. Me, I like the double meaning on everything. Triple meaning if you could get it. I was like, yo, P, you gotta listen. The beginning of Mystic says, thank you, Jesus. So it's just, yo, Rolex, what up? It's like, you know, the resurrection. They've come before and they'll come again. And Jesus, I was like, it's a perfect transition. And that's how I was able to finally convince him to put Mystic as the first actual song instead of Broken Rappers, because Broken Rappers was all the way at like number 10 or something. But we had to compromise a little bit and we moved it all the way up to number 3. But in the original cut of the album, and only on the bonus edition, No Contest was actually after Mystic. And P thought that having Mystic and No Contest back to back started the album off really, really slow. So then the decision was made to just save it for the bonus material. So, but then he got his way because surprisingly, Broken Rappers was like his favorite song on this record. And talking to a lot of fans, a lot of y'all really like that song. And to me, that was the song that I actually liked the least on this whole album. But, you know, it goes to show you that I'm not always right, and it's definitely not always about me. But this seems to be a lot of people's favorite record off of this album. I know Dot loves it. Lil homie, what up, man? Yo, the reign of terror is over. I almost shed a tear. You know, Tom Brady can wipe those tears off with those 6 Super Bowl rings. Anyway, back to the get. But yeah, I know Dot loves the mix on Broken Rappers because whenever the bass comes in, it is definitely an earth shaker. So, you know, you might as well just see for yourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. She said she don't like that old shit, she wanna hear some new shit. The game that these lanes be running so stupid, juvenile and foolish, she long for a change. Yeah, that would be refreshing for her brain. Her ears are deaf to all the nonsense, she wanna hear some progress. It's too easy for her, you gotta make it complex. Provoke her thoughts, take her to another level. Engage her intelligence, make her feel special. She a fan of rap music, she love the way I do it. She said she missed me while I was gone. These other dudes been dropping fast food shit, microwave songs. It's time for something different, something prepared with love. People say she too bougie, finicky, choosy, but she a Pisces, indecisive when she do things. She wanna make sure she make the right choice. Well, baby girl, you smart as hell if you can hear my voice.
Yeah, Young Book, head over to YouTube so you can hear what we hear.
Yeah. Little homie said, music ain't the same. He said it's not the business, the artists are to blame. He only listen to Eazy-E and Too Short, cause these new fools too flashy, too much flaws, too much conceit, not enough consistency, too much beefing instead of making hits. They all take their fans for granted, they unappreciative of their God-given talent. He said he liked the rappers better when they broke, cause when they get that money they lose touch with the folks. Back up in the hood that made them famous from the Getty up. Forgot about the Getty, yo, that's why you keep getting stuck. That's why the first joint is always sold out, and now they can't give away albums. He only 14, but Lord Shorty knows shit, he do his homework. I value your point of view, kid.
Yo, it's funny with that record because of the way what he titled it. Is P picked Broken Rappers for that one. Because of what he titled it, he that kind of removed it from being a bonus track, because in my mind I wanted it to be a bonus track because it kind of felt more like the other bonus records. And since we had another track that was all right, word, thanks homie, I'll turn it down. Since we already had another track with the word broken in the title, we couldn't have it being broken apple and then broken rappers, you know, back to back. And the bonus this kind of sounded weird. So it's weird how some of these decisions on this album were made. Really, it is, because they were kind of like random set of circumstances and whatnot. Yeah, there's going to be a delay on YouTube because it's processing the audio at full quality. So it's going to be later on the YouTube stream. But I'm doing both of them at once. Oh, and shout out to my little homie. Without his help, this stream would not be possible. He fabricated all the wires and cables necessary for me to do this. So, anyway, that's how Broken Rappers actually ended up so high up in the track listing, which ended up being a really good decision on P's part, because I did not anticipate the amount of people that were actually going to like that record. Maybe for me personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of that record because it was a challenge to mix it. The beat itself, because there was so much going on and there's a lot of heavy, big sounds in it, to not only make it dynamically correct, but to also make it feel like the rest of the album. So, you know, you gotta think about it like it's not just a record, it's an album, so it's part of the whole. It can't just be really loud. It's not an infomercial. It's not a commercial at 3 o'clock in the morning that's louder than the rest of the other shit. But yeah, so it came out good though. Really good. It was a battle to control the low end on that mix. But in the future, whenever I do behind the mix streams, I'm really going to break down each of the records on that album and the approach that I had, not only to just that individual record, but the entire process and the album as a whole. So the next song on the album is Tyranny, and that was the first single that we put out. And it really, like, it had to be the first single because they kind of set the tone of what this album was actually about. Shout out to Mono on the beat, and what I ended up doing on this record, because the drum sample, the drum loop that was in the 2-track that he used to loop for this beat, Iron Fist, what up? It was so buried you could barely even hear it. It was almost no percussion whatsoever. So I had Mark the Beast put and layer the drums, layer some more drums over top of those. And when I actually played the record for the producer, he couldn't even tell. And then when I told him what I did, he was like, "Oh, that was a really good idea." So Santana Fox, what up? Yo, shout out to Santana. Record's crazy. I'm super proud of what she's doing. Oh, yeah, of course. That's why I do this. This, what we learned from Saturday Night Live in the studio is that if you do it Saturday night, people come home drunk, and that's the best time to do this shit. So, anyway, next song on the album is Tyranny, and I mean, it speaks for
No,
itself.
this is not a Hollywood blockbuster.
This is also the only song on the entire record or album that there's kind of skits over top of the production in the beginning, because originally P had talked at the beginning of it, and we pitch shifted it down to be all deep voiced and whatnot, but in the final edit of the album I ended up putting some skits over top of that.
No, this is not a Hollywood blockbuster. The planes crashing into these towers are real. And these buildings crashed to the ground, including one that wasn't hit by anything at all. The American population was terrorized, hypnotized, and traumatized by repetitive showings of the devastation, with the media repeating over and over that it was a terrorist attack.
Yeah. My confidence is up. I believe with all my soul. I could do anything that I put my heart into. I spend all of my time focused in the lab, coming up with these songs, mastering my craft. Cause I'ma need that boat and one of them aircrafts. God gave me a life, and I'ma live this shit. So what's up? Don't get your head bust up. You in my way, young brother. Get out my way, young brother, or I'ma run you down. You should've accepted my offer. Brush me off like it's nothing. I understand, no, it's okay. Run along now, you interrupting. The illest rap still active, more dope than all of my past shit. I was just a boy, I was only 19, but my mind be on some more next shit. Race don't matter, your faith don't matter. The enemy is government tyranny. All that other shit don't matter. My confidence like armor. I know it all, my being, that I could do anything. I just work hard and I achieve it. Now watch me create money for the next 300 years, so my great grandkids will eat food off of these words I'm saying here. Yeah, I wrote this with you in mind. I'm so far ahead of my time, my body will never catch up to where my brain is at. Sometime I gotta slow down and pace myself. I'm going too much over your head. My school of thought like the Essenes, and some secrets are best kept sacred. It's one big religious war with these old books. Who's wrong or right? Who cares? Wake up, they diverting our attention to what's really going on right here, right now. Toxic food is causing cancer, you don't have to smoke. Toxic politicians, the system is rigged, but go ahead and vote. Race don't matter, your faith don't matter. The enemy is government tyranny. All that other shit don't matter. You rich don't matter, you broke don't matter. The enemy, they threaten our liberties. All the other shit don't matter.
This time, vote like your whole world depended on it.
Yo, shout out to the Dower people, another sponsor of this week's episode of 333 TV. Yeah, man, so Tyranny, honestly, I'm going to have to, like, really look at the dates to see when during the process we recorded it, but it was clearly done with some intention, because once we kind of knew what type of album that we were making, then the really difficult part comes in. Then you have to make songs that fit what you're doing. Doing theme albums are not easy, especially trying to finish them, that's for sure. So, as I scroll up, the next song on the album is Motherfucking USA, and that was another one that Pete convinced me that it needed to be moved further up in the album playlist, because in the original cut it was towards the end also. But there was a song that didn't make it that kind of went with this one a little bit, beat wise and instrumental wise, called Flirting with Death. And we actually, yeah, what now? I see everybody. Rolex, what up? Desi, what up? I'm just doing too many things at once, yo. Young Junior, what up? I see everybody. Anyway, it was hilarious that whenever P ended up going on Jimmy Fallon and performing Motherfucking USA, I was just like, yo, he's like, you are hilarious. I remember calling him and telling him, like, you are hilarious that that's the record that you picked. Like, we were really, really pushing buttons at that point in time with all the stuff we were doing. So, why wouldn't he use Motherfucking USA on the Jimmy Fallon show out of all these records? And they only let him perform a little bit, and he performs, they want us to all disarm, but we ain't giving up our weapons, because that's how P was. Fuck it. We're going down swinging. So, yeah, Motherfucking USA, man. And then, just even the little nuances, you know, and, in the title name, putting the $sign for the S in USA, just a little tiny things were all conscious decisions that we sat down and discussed, and really, like, there was no stone that was left unturned on this project. We spent 2 years for a reason.
Everything not Illuminati, everything not an evil plot, everything not the black boule. Sometimes people just get shot.
So one of the reasons that P actually made this record is because he was talking to me about the Black Boule, and when he told me about it, as further down the rabbit hole as I've been, even I was just like, yo, what the fuck is the Black Boule, yo? And he was just like, yo, you never heard of the Black Boule? That's crazy. And the Black Boule is like the black power structure that's put in place to keep the black community in check. You know, the idea is you let some people succeed, and then that's the example. So, but it's like Oprah and Obama and people like that are in the Black Boule. It's like the Black Illuminati. And I was just like, yo, what the fuck? And so he kind of put that in this record, because he was like, if you don't know what the Black Boule is, and there's tons of people that have no idea what this shit is, so I gotta put it in a record. So that's why he put that in the beginning of that song.
Caught up in the random act of val. Everything not Illuminati, everything not an evil plot. Everything not the black boule. Sometimes people just get shot, caught up in a random act of violence. Murder over dumb shit.
Yo, so those lines were written after Chinks got killed. Because Chinks got killed 8 blocks away from where we were living at the time. And we were living in a very uppity old Jewish neighborhood with lots of old generational money in it. And for him to have gotten killed 8 blocks away, you know, there were tons of conspiracy theories. People talking about French sacrificed him so he can get on and all that shit. You know how everybody just goes to the extreme. And he kind of wrote those lines about Chinks because, you know, he was just like, nah, you know, sometimes people just get shot. So, but this song was literally written, you know, right around the time that Chinks got killed.
Everything is not connected. Some things are, but you bugging. You taking it too far. Stop staring up at space. Pay attention to life on Earth. You worried about the wrong things. Let's talk legislation. All these laws changing. Foreign bankers. Let's talk proposition 37. Let's practice the First Amendment. She say she love when I speak my truth. Oh yeah. She searched for me her whole life. I tell her go ahead, keep searching. Cause you ain't never gonna find. Never with my balance, my vibration, I resonate. My pull is magnetic, I'm attractive, but I give more than I haul. Get some 350s, 9 millis, Stendo 47s. They want us to all disarm, but we ain't giving up our weapons. No, it's the USA, motherfucking USA, the US of A. Where black is beautiful, black is powerful, and we all here to stay. Right here in the United States, motherfucking USA, the US of A. Look, we are all beautiful, all powerful, all one human race. Big up to sister and brethren around the globe. The sleeping giants have awoken. Light to us is like Play-Doh. We just shape the shit how we want it. Come graduate from that old school. This is higher learning, we past that. Take a leap of faith and just let go. We waiting for you in the aftermath. Behind the wizard's curtain. This ain't Kansas for certain. We live and live in color. Backstage of the Truman Show. Everything not 3 dimensions. There's so much more to be seen. Open up your third eye, or you gon' miss everything. Then in the middle of all this, I got people with larceny in their heart for me. I must hold down the fortress, stay alive and stay out the penitentiary. Better wisely choose your battles. Try not to think so small. It's a big psychedelic picture. Better turn your hatred to love, maybe not though. 350s, 9 millis, Stendo 47s. They want us to all disarm, but we ain't giving up our weapons. No, it's the USA, motherfucking USA, the US of A. Where black is beautiful, black is powerful, and we all here to stay. Right here in the United States, motherfucking USA, the US of A. Look, we are all beautiful, all powerful, all one human race. One love, one love.
Originally, the outro, the instrumental outro on that one, that record was way longer. And the first cut of the album that I gave P, all of them were longer. And he was just like, yo, this is really dope. But P never liked to have too much of the beat without his rhymes on it, so people couldn't 50 Cent them and take the beats and make their own records. He wanted his beats to be exclusively his. So that's why a lot of his records, like, there's no space for you to take any of the beats whatsoever and make your own instrumental. That was all intentional on his part. But it was crazy. All the instrumentation that Beat Butcher actually had in that beat, it would actually allow me to transition into Microcosm. Because that's Microcosm is special to me for many reasons, because this is the record that started this whole album. Because we, like, the story, everybody knows the story goes that we were working on the Book of Heroin before this album was even an idea. And at that time, P had gotten signed to a different touring management company, and P's manager hit me up and said, yo, here's a list of all the people that are also signed to this touring company. See if you recognize any of them. Let's see if we can do a song together. And the only one that I recognized was Mimosa. Everybody else I had no idea, or it wouldn't have fit as a collab. And then, so we went through. Mimosa sent us his unreleased album, and we went through it, and P picked this beat. And I don't know, I can't remember if he already had these rhymes from the Book of Peli, from his jail book, or if he actually wrote to this beat. I really can't remember. I'm going to have to think back and get back to you on that one and think clearer when I write the book. But not only is Microcosm special because it kicked off the whole album, I just really liked the record. And as soon as we were done recording it at the house, P instantly went to YouTube and pulled up the Tupac skit and played it live as the record was playing straight from his computer perfectly the first time. And it was just like, it just laid itself right in there. So that was all P's idea, to use the Tupac skit.
Understand that time is running out. Yeah. That last hourglass end drop, too late for a teardrop. Should've made that thing pop, should've been more aware of that. WAR, nigga, it's all theatrics in one great big drama. Whole universe in the audience, now think about how really small we are. We like blood cells, moving through the veins of a heart inside Mother Earth body. And damn, she thick. You ever think about that on weed? It's a trip, meanwhile back on a higher plane. Where real life is taking place, we stay away from the lames. We don't let the bullshit drain us, stay away from them basics. All love, no hatred, but we don't tolerate fools. Please try your call later, goodbye. God controls when I die, but I'ma meet God halfway and I'ma extend my life. Case in point, trying to kill me, I'm trying to kill you too. I overcome and survive, cause that's what niggas do.
I'ma buy beans, cause that's what niggas do. You understand me? I'ma smoke weed, cause that's what niggas do. I'ma pack a gat, cause that's what niggas do. You understand me? I'ma get drunk, cause that's what niggas do.
So before we get to the second verse, I now remember it. P actually wrote this on the spot in the studio because there's a couple lines in the second verse that I remember giving to him, or at least helping him with. So when they come up, I'll talk about it.
It's evident I'm that nigga, and I will never not be that nigga. My confidence is never shot, it doesn't go away. It's on me like some body armor. Look into my eyes, I ain't playing with you motherfuckers. Burn something with your boy, let me play you these joints. I've been working all year, let me ball your ears. Come check a nigga out, no, I won't let you down. This that #1 murder sound. One by one, I knocks them out and give less fucks than Danny Brown. Fly ass nigga, I'm a motherfucking Mac. I'm way too strong, better step on that.
That Danny Brown line. So now I remember it because he was sitting there writing, and he got to that part and he was just like, yo, who don't give a fuck? And I was just like, yo, Danny Brown don't give a fuck. And he was just like, word, Danny Brown don't give a fuck. So that's how Danny Brown actually ended up on this, getting mentioned in this record. It was just a total, that was my first reaction. I was like, yo, Danny Brown don't give a fuck. Look, he got his missing tooth. His hair is always crazy. So.
By one, I knocks him out and give less fucks than Danny Brown. Fly ass nigga, I'm a motherfucking Mac. I'm way too strong, better step on that.
What the rap audience ain't ready for is a real person. You know what I want to say, a real N-I-G-G-A. I'ma act very black. You know what I'm saying? If niggas wanna be down, shit, it could be an all nigga thing, but if niggas don't, shit, I'll be by my motherfucking self.
So this part of the record right there, P actually had 4 more bars, and at the very end of it, he said, "You better step on that." And then Tupac started talking. The skit came in, so he said, you know, I don't want people to think that I'm talking about whatever, that there was any inference whatsoever that what I was saying had anything to do with Tupac. Like, that he better step on that. So we ended up taking that little 4-bar section out at the last minute. But I love that record, man. That really kicked it off. That record and Hunger Pangs are what, as I've always said, are what made us do this album. Because, like, oh, man, we got 2 really good records. Let's just keep building off of that. But the next song, As If, was actually one of 2 songs that P added clear at the end. We actually took 2 records off, one being Flirting with Death and another one that I won't mention yet. And he was just like, yo, I need 2 better Hip Hop Vultures, what up? He's like, I need 2 better records. So As If was actually one of them.
Yeah. So I be telling, man, I be like, listen, I'm not interested in all that. No thank you, I'll pass. Please skip me for the next person, I do appreciate that. So kind of you to offer, but no, really, I'm cool. I try to stay away from the things that everybody else do. I got my own thing happening, it's working out great for me. I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm successful and good money. I hope that works out for you. Don't let my good heart fool you, I spaz out on you. I'm growing up, this is dope. You should see this, get a seat. Yeah, front row at a P show where you can all watch me. If y'all niggas only knew how dumb y'all niggas look, how stupid y'all niggas sound. It's embarrassing, no good. How could you be so foolish? This is P, nigga, it's P. Yeah, that says a lot about you, for you to ever doubt me. You a bird, you comical, but I keep that to myself. Trying not to be disrespectful, but you pushing me to get ill. If you
Yo, so that front row at the P show, that stemmed from every time P would tell a hilarious story, which he had tons of them, I always called them P True Hollywood Stories, like Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories, because P had these hilarious fucking stories. So that's where the P show came from. He said it's front row at the P show.
knew better, you would do better. Get it together or lose forever. Your things don't impress me. Give a fuck about that, whatever. Not saying nothing new, nigga. I said that already. Niggas plagiarizing my rap as if they trendset. I had to learn to keep my opinions under my hat. These rappers are trash, but ain't nothing we could do about that. Just let that garbage ass live. God loves them too. Ain't that what they say? The Lord protect babies and fools. But when a fool try to play me, wet them up, then I'm Swayze. Can't never be this outstanding. Bitch, my song is amazing. Your shit sound like every other song that's playing on the station. And your outfit looks silly, and your jewelry is all basic. Slumdog millionaire watch, yeah, with all that fake shit. Only thing you can pull is a stripper or a waitress with that credit card for a bullshit. Try to talk down on me. Your favorite rapper a fraud, but I'ma just sip this tea with a little NJ Spike. Get it together or lose forever. Your things don't impress me. Give a fuck.
Yo, so the end of that second verse was definitely about somebody who was around at that time.
About that, whatever. You're not saying nothing new, nigga. I said that already. Niggas plagiarizing my rap as if.
What a unique record, though. I mean, you know, there's been records about, you know, the subject matter, but none that felt like this. What a unique approach to the message that's in this record. P wrote this over in Europe. This is this one, and then actually the next record, Snakes, are the two that were added last minute, and he wrote those both in Europe. And it's funny because every time he would go to Europe, he'd always come back with some fire records. So, especially the Book of the Dead, when that finally comes out, the last couple songs that were added to that was just like master level work. But the next song, track on the album is a skit, and this was P wanted this skit in there.
To survive can be broken down to two basic functions for any organism to survive. You have to be able to grow, maintain yourself, take care of your biology, but you also must be able to protect yourself, so that if you're just growing and you can't protect yourself, you'll become food for something else.
that Terrence McKenna skit made it in there because it was the perfect, you know, lead into Snakes. Rated R, go over to the YouTube channel so you can hear what I hear and what everybody else hears live from the desk. I'm just doing a breakdown of the album right now because why not? So the next record is Snakes, and this one was funny because P liked the record, but once we were done with it, after listening to it a million times, he was just like, yo, this beat gets really annoying to me after listening to it like 100 times. I'm just like, nobody's going to listen to it 100 times, dude. You're being crazy. He's just like, yeah, but I want it to be perfect. So if it annoys me, then it's going to annoy other people. So I ended up doing a bunch of different mixes to Snakes. I don't even remember which mix this probably like 6 or 7 on Snakes after the vocals were all good and done, just trying to play with the instrumentation, doing drops and doing dynamic shifts and automation and whatnot, just to try to make it not be so present all the time and not annoy him. And that actually took me a while. That took me a long time to actually get it to where P was finally cool with it. But I did it.
Bright gangster, I'm a cool brother, smart motherfucker, and still shoot guns for the life of me. Can't figure these people out. I try to love them, but they pull a hatred out from inside of me. The lion was trying to sleep. Yeah, you fucked up now. You just woke up the beast. Now it's skull and bones all over the turf. I take the show on the road, that's all over the earth. It's P, not Diddy and the family. I dry mop niggas up, it won't even be one drop of blood, no trace for the forensics. I clean up nice when I take a devil head, and Lord knows I'm a godsend. I'm anti-Satan and you antichrist. It's all in the eyes, Chico. They the windows to the soul, and I can see fake people with my eyes closed. I done told, but y'all niggas still got the nerve to try to hustle a hustler. It don't work. Cold-blooded nigga, city and cold hearts. There's no fear out here. We not scared of y'all.
You can hear it if you listen to the instrumentation, if you listen to the beat and focus on it, how that the main synth part moves forward and backwards in the mix throughout the song. You know, there's times that I buried it completely, but still made it like it was there. And that's the only way I could get Pete to accept it. And it took me forever to get that hook to sit properly. Forever. Like, it took me a really, really long time to get it to where I was happy with it.
But y'all niggas still got the nerve to try to hustle a hustler. It don't work. Cold-blooded nigga, city and cold hearts. There's no fear out here. We not scared of
Yo, Kel, what up?
Arabian sword, cut the head off of snakes. You 10,000 years old, you need to have a seat and let the young G's rise up and take power. We try and heal the world, you try and devour the earth and its resources. Killing babies, poison in the water, and synthetic seeds. We a new breed of kids, we on some shit. We don't believe your books, we got our own connection with the universal life force. They pass laws, but the law of the land is not maritime law.
That was important. Yo, P, this record is dope to me because P, this was all written with intention of finishing up the gaps in this album. So every word and every line, it was like the thread that sewed everything together in the end. So it was really written with intention, man. Yo, thanks, Desi. But this was that's what impressed me, because it's hard for an artist, if you're going to do a theme album, to be able to get it across the finish line, because the last couple records have to close out the theme and tie everything together. You start out with a bunch of records that kind of feel the same, and then it's just like, all right, what do we need to tie all this together and make it an entire a movie or a painting, essentially? And this was the record that did it. This closed it out. So it was so well executed too, you know. So that's, you know, that shows P's professionalism and expert level writing ability to be able to close out an album, because the hardest thing to do is the last 10% of something. It's always hard to get things across the finish line. He really did it with this record.
Talking etymology, see what I'm trying to say. We not really free, we just a new slaves, yeah, we still slaves. We still slaves. They took the chain off our wrists and put it on our brains. I'll take this gun off my hip and put it to your braids. You try and stop me from being great, it won't happen. But y'all niggas.
It's funny too, because a lot of the topics that he's dropping in here, these nuggets of knowledge for you to go pick up for yourself. That's all the things that we were learning about and studying at the time. The etymology, the power of words, and especially the manipulation of the English language. You know, that gem was dropped for you to pick it up and then study for yourself. But this is all literally the stuff that we were learning about as we were creating this.
Water and synthetic seeds, we a new breed of kids. We on some shit, we don't believe your books. We got our own connection with the universal life force. They pass laws, but the law of the land is not maritime law.
That one right there is huge. Maritime law. That was definitely another gem, another breadcrumb left for you to follow and study what maritime law was. And P always said mixing medicine with the food, and this right here, he's mixing, like, it's all medicine on this album, but he's even mixing things within the medicine for anybody who's up to the next level of intelligence or consciousness or whatever you want to hear. And it's all left for you to go grab it. So maritime law and etymology back to back on this one. Two huge nuggets.
With the universal life force, they pass laws, but the law of the land is not maritime law. I'm talking etymology, see what I'm trying to say. We not really free, we just a new slaves, yeah. We still slaves, we still slaves. They took the chain off our wrists and put it on our brains. I'll take this gun off my hip and put it to your braids. You try and stop me from being great, it won't happen. But y'all niggas still got the nerve to try to hustle a hustler, it don't work. Cold-blooded nigga, city of cold hearts. There's no fear out here, we not scared of y'all. But y'all niggas still got the nerve to try to hustle a hustler, it don't work. Cold-blooded nigga, city of cold hearts. There's no fear out here, we not scared of y'all.
You figure I would stop smoking since I'm at the tail end of a cold, but y'all know me. So the next record is dope, man, because Pete wrote this record because he's just like, yo, I never wrote a song with my mom in it. He's like, he's always mentioned his pops, his grandma, his grandfather, stuff like that, but he never put his mom's in it in a record. So that was the intention of The Good Fight. And The Good Fight is just this record's so dope. This is gonna be my next tattoo. Is I'm fighting the good fight. But you know, clearly I love this record.
I'ma clap like
Yeah.
Salvador, you gotta go over to the YouTube channel, to the live stream to hear the record.
Yeah.
Clips like
Grandmama taught me how to run my own business. Granddad taught me how to write my own lyrics. My pops taught me balance. My mom taught me peace and love that made a great balance. My positive and negative charge. A blow the gauge, I'm off the meter. I'm a creature unlike anything you seen. Stop lying, you ain't never heard of nothing like P. Been jocking my style since I was 15. I'm groundbreaking, I should have my own genre. You sound like any other rapper, you washed up. The streets taught me how to spot fraudulence. Like as soon as I see it, I already peeped it. You ain't low, motherfucker. Roaches, I put the lights on. You should be yourself more, get you more far. The pragmatic life, get a grip on it. Yeah, the team that gave birth to a warrior.
That line right there, like I said, he really wanted to put his bomb in a record on this album, and you know, it's really dope that he did that. There's Havoc samples, Young Jr. on the back in the background, but it's dope that he got to put his bomb in this record, and her and I talked about it, the mixes and the sacred geometry and the ancient math behind everything that I was doing, and her and I really used to sit down and talk about it, because Fatima was really deep, and she always used to really encourage me and say, this is what my son needs in his music, is, you know, the subconscious things that I did. So but yeah, I really love this record, man.
I'ma clap like
Born it, yeah, Fatima gave birth to a warrior, and I'm fighting a good fight. Rather die swinging, everybody dies. Man, life too quick, I need more time to live, cause I ain't done yet.
like
I'm fighting a good fight. Rather die swinging, everybody dies. Man, life too quick, we got a lot of things to do. We ain't done yet, no. Grandmama taught me how to lead. Granddad taught me to produce my own beats. Pops taught me to smile. My mom showed me how to roll a joint. Then she gave me Malcolm X to anoint me with black pride. That black power of our ancestors. Strike a nerve when I speak those words. I got Irish blood. Put these bare knuckles on you. Welcome to the fight club. Shoot your gun cause you scared of me. I'm not afraid of that. Time to go and embrace the next plane of existence. But I ain't finished. I serve a higher purpose. Don't become nervous. Writers listen to my music and criticize me, but they ain't had to survive the shit that I've been subjected to. They on the outside. Where it's safe to watch, you look alive.
Yo, P was the only one who could do records like this. This is why it was so much fun to do this album with him, because he's the only one that could do a record that's basically giving you his backstory, his family history, his influences growing up, and what made him who he is in a record. Like, I imagine that Tupac would have been able to do that. Rolex, it's going to come out on vinyl, I promise you that, because I want a vinyl of this. But P was the only one that could do records like this, man. Yo, so shout out to Mark the Beast, who's in here. Yo, we're almost up to your record and the story of how you ended up on his album. So, the next track on the album is a skit.
When carrying out attacks on other nations, destroying their infrastructure, and deforming their future generations, the imperialist needs to rewrite history and keep repeating it over and over until it becomes true.
Young lady with the red hair right behind the school teacher there.
Mr. President, why did you drop the atom bomb?
I made the only decision I ever knew how to make. I did what I thought was right.
You know what's funny about that skit is I actually didn't do anything to that. That's all directly from the movie. The sounds in the background, like the propaganda movie from North Korea was perfect because it was all the music and the instrumentation and everything in the entire documentary was all really haunting and eerie. So it just fit perfect. It was like perfect. It was the perfect storm. It was really important because it really it makes the album. The whole goal was to make every song listenable. You can't really skip part of it because it's like fast forwarding through parts of a movie. So I wanted to make sure that you had to listen to every single song every time. So you listen to the whole album and not just a record. That was the goal. I don't know. Drop a comment on YouTube and let me know if I achieved that, because that was the goal. And then hold on one second. Let me re-up on Instagram. And then the next record, Spiritual War, was, that's another record that was made with total intention, with the goal of having it be on this album. It's like, that's not a record that you can just put on, HNIC 2 or Albert Einstein or any other record or album. This literally was made with the intent of being on this album.
I see you got your spin. Careful with that shit. Quiet on the set. Police on our neck. Your head like that up. Let me get that ace. Unholy water, my cup.
It's funny because he asked me when he was writing this one. He's just like, yo, do you know what that means? I see you got your spin. What up, Blood? Yo, Blood, head over to the YouTube channel. Hold on, let me write it in here real quick so you can listen to the music too. Anyway, where was I at? YouTube. Spiritual War. It was definitely made with intention. But he asked me if I knew I See You Got Your Spin, what that meant. And, I wasn't going to lie to him. I was like, nah, not really. He's like, that's your opportunity, your chance, your spin. So.
I see you got your spin. Careful with that shit. Quiet on the set. Police on our neck. Your head like that up. Let me get that ace. Unholy water, my cup. In this mental, physical, spiritual war. Yeah, it's a spiritual war. It's an actual, factual, supernatural war. Listen, I got a diamond heart, 24 karat blood. My body is my temple. Bitch, I am the plug. Whole universe my outlet. I and I, we are one. Respect the flower of life, or get your petal plucked like. She love me or she love me nah. You love me or you love what I got. It's okay to be scared, turn your fear into power. We got serpents in the garden, some of those apples are sour. GMO. Careful with.
Yo, this record is genius. Now that I haven't listened to this album in a really long time because it's kind of difficult for me to, as y'all could probably understand. But this fucking record is genius.
I see you got your.
Just only P would write this type of stuff to this type of production.
I see you got your spin. Careful with that shit. Quiet on the set. Police on our neck. Your head like that up. Let me get that ace. Unholy water, my cup. In this mental, physical, spiritual war. Yeah, it's a spiritual war. It's an actual, factual, supernatural war. Listen, I got a diamond heart, 24 karat blood. My body is my temple. Bitch, I am the plug. Whole universe my outlet. I and I, we are one. Respect the flower of life, or get your petal plucked like. She love me or she love me nah. You love me or you love what I got. It's okay to be scared, turn your fear into power. We got serpents in the garden, some of those apples are sour. GMO. Careful with that shit. Quiet on the set. Police on our neck. Your head like that up. Let me get that ace. Unholy water, my cup. A little Henny. In this mental, physical.
We had to add a little holy water in my cup. That little ad lib, a little Henny, was recorded way later because he didn't have that in the beginning. And I was trying to tell him, I was just like, yo, people might not understand what you mean. So, and we only put it in the song once instead of after every time.
Spiritual war. Yeah, it's a spiritual war. It's an actual, factual, supernatural war. I got a diamond heart, 24 karat blood. My body is my temple. Bitch, I am the plug. Whole universe is my power source. I stay on, I stay lit. At 1.21 gigawatts, I brainstorm, start raining.
So, this is a funny point in the making of this album because I remember him while he was writing this, and I was actually watching Back to the Future in the living room, and P was in the studio writing to this beat, and excuse me, he comes in and he's kind of like, walking around because at that time he started writing on his phone a lot more instead of actually writing on paper, and he's walking around and I'm watching Back to the Future because at that time I was always playing Grand Theft Auto, but I was taking a break. And that's how the 1.21 gigawatts ended up in this song, because I was watching Back to the Future while he was writing it. So that's always funny when I hear that.
Start raining in the heart, 24 karat blood. My body is my temple. Bitch, I am the plug. Whole universe is my power source. I stay on, I stay lit. At 1.21 gigawatts, I brainstorm, start raining. Start raining. Start raining at 1.21 gigawatts. I brainstorm, start raining. on your warriors. We not scared. We stand in front your tanks like Tiananmen Square. I see you got your spin.
So there's things that are going on in this album that you don't hear. It's all subconscious, and you only feel it. And you feel it because there are some things that are inherent to human nature regardless. And Mark the Beast knows me. He knows that I'll add like a cheetah sound or like a heartbeat or something and stuff because there are just things that are inherent to the subconscious. And when that thunder hits, because that's a rainstorm from Africa, if my memory serves me correct, a sample that I got. But when the thunder hits on that, there's also, you can't hear it, but there's a heartbeat in the back, and it's not a heartbeat like through a stethoscope. The heartbeat is a sample from, basically it sounds like from what you would hear from inside the womb. So there's no human alive in the history of mankind that didn't experience a time period where all they heard was their mom's heartbeat inside the womb. So it's inherent to everybody. So that's why I put that in there. Stuff like that throughout the entire album. Cheryl knows. She caught a lot of them. She knows. She dug really deep into the album, because me and P made this album with the idea that it's going to have to be digested for years and years and years, like a book of knowledge, before you actually get everything that was actually put in it.
Careful with that shit. Quiet on the set. Police on our neck. Your head like that up. Let me get that ace. Unholy water, my cup. In this mental, physical, spiritual war. Yeah, it's a spiritual war. It's an actual, factual, supernatural war.
Even those parts right there, through that last hook, if you listen in the background, the delays have been pitch shifted. So it's just little tiny things like that that you don't catch, because if you do it and it's properly executed, it sounds like it's just supposed to be there. And that's a really important part about being a producer or an engineer, is when you do things, it should just sound like it was always supposed to be there. You know, nobody should pat you on the back if you do it all correctly. If it's all musically correct, then you just did your job. And those delays in the back, if you really listen to them, I pitch shifted them down.
In this mental, physical, spiritual war. Yeah, it's a spiritual war. It's an actual, factual, supernatural war. I see you got your spin. Careful with that shit. Quiet on the set. Police on our neck. Your head like that up. Let me get that ace. Unholy water, my cup. In this mental, physical, spiritual war. Yeah, it's a spiritual war.
Yo, blood. DM me your address so I can send you some barbecue sauce. Shout out to the other sponsor of the first episode of the new 333 TV, My Mom's Medibles. Follow them on Instagram, and for the world's craziest, most unique edibles ever. That's a guarantee.
It's an actual, factual, supernatural war.
This is another record that the original cut of the album, what I would call the director's cut, or Joe the Engineer cut, you know, maybe one day, 30 years down the line, I'll release that, is the outro on this record was originally way longer also. He made a lot of good decisions as far as, you know, some little tiny tweaks once I was done with the album. Because the way the album happened, once we had all the records except Snakes and As If, P had to go to Europe for a month. And I told him, instead of me giving you mixes as I get them done. Give me a month and I'm going to hand you an album. And I did all the track listing, the original cut, and all the skits and everything on my own, and just gave it to him with all these long outros and made it mad musical. So he loved it. There was very little things he wanted to change.
Religion is regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by the rulers as useful. Seneca the Younger.
Alright, so I can't say that this is my favorite record on this album, but this is a song I listen to the most. I love this record. And when P, it was funny because he had written this one in jail. And he told me when he heard that Jay-Z line, that blasphemy, no religion, he's like, yo, I can't believe no one ever made a record out of that or did that line again. So he's like, I'm gonna use that. And we actually recorded this to a couple different beats. There's another version that exists in my archives that is it's 4 verses, and it's like 6 minutes long, and then it makes it feel way different. But when he got a couple beats from Mo Better, they just fit the Hegelian, the theme. The theme is more musical instead of just like rap beats. So when he got this beat and we cut it down to 2 verses, and then he had already had the idea for the samples, and I've listened to this song 100 million times. His flow on this record is my favorite. He's riding the beat with the most ease, just kind of like a more mature version of the old P, if that makes any sense, because P made a decision a long time ago he said, I don't have to rap anymore, I'm just going to talk to him. And a lot of people and fans complained about that switch in his style, how he kind of slowed it down and seemed like he was more talking, but he started to drop more knowledge. And, the original Mobb Deep fans, they didn't really like the switch up in style. But this record, No Religion, feels more like a matured version of the old P instead of the new P.
Scare the fuck out of people, but I'm just misunderstood. But if you was to listen real good, then you wouldn't mistake me for being crazy. You would learn to love and appreciate me now. Hear me clearly, the reason I am how I am, they don't scare me. I'm not under the spell, I'm not trapped in a cycle, they can't pull the wool over my eyes. I see the truth for all of our lives we've been lied to, and I know it's hard to accept, so we drink away the pain and party to death. Had so much sex, smoke so much weed. We just wanna have fun, we don't wanna think. We just wanna make dollars, we don't wanna make sense. We don't wanna pay attention, we just wanna pay the rent.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Yo, Nick, I love this record, man. Just like other records, if I didn't make this album, this would be my favorite one. But since I made this album with them, there's some that just mean more to me personally because of how it was made or why or what we did while the record was being made, what time period we were going through. But he's just riding so effortlessly on this one. It was just perfect.
Niggas that blasphemy.
And that's a lesson to learn for everybody who makes music, because we recorded this a few times, a couple of different times, to different beats over the years, and it never felt right. And P would do that if it just didn't feel right, because you have to understand, when he was in jail, he could only get so many beats. And so he would write multiple songs to the same beat. And then he was just like, yo, I'll just find beats to fit to him later once I get out. So, there was a lot of times, because of the circumstances, that he would try the same song on a couple different beats, and you would know instantly. He would know what he wanted it to sound like way before I did, because I didn't know. And it was just funny. This was one of them. I think this is at least the third version of this that I can remember. But the other one that I distinctly remember that I've actually played on the old 333 TV was 4 verses long, which was ridiculous.
No religion.
Plus, it's funny that he used the Jay-Z sample on purpose because he wanted to say, you made it a hot line, I made it a hot song.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion. I don't wanna hear about your spiritual epiphany, G's. I'm not a role model, I just care about what make me. More money and celebrity power, more sex, drugs, and fame. A star for my name on that LA sidewalk. That's how you want me to be, ain't it? Cause when I do good, you hate it. But when I'm evil and reckless, you love it. Fanatics, y'all a bunch of sick motherfuckers. You need to grow up and open your minds. I put truth in the song, but you want lies. I put real in rap music, but you want fake. By the time you understand me, it'll be too late. You so caught up in fantasy land, you so under the spell. I wish you luck, I wish you well. Real men drink water, we stay with our women and raise our daughters. And our little men too, and teach them the things they won't teach them in school.
That's all the shit we were going through because P's kids, since he was out of jail and we were living in the 2-story penthouse with a lot of room in Queens, his all the 3.5 years away from his kids, it was time for his kids to spend some time with him. So they had moved. Tay had moved up and started living with us in New York, and Shaka was spending a lot of time going back and forth. And this was P raising his kids, man, teaching them. I was around for all of it to watch him. P was a good dad, man. He not only the knowledge that he would drop, but just life knowledge. Water, diet. Read books and make informed decisions. You think. All the things that P that he preached in his music. He lived that shit for real.
Like ancient black history and how to survive in these modern day times. There's no games being played, no kidding, no bullshitting there. Nigga.
That line back there though, it's how to survive in the modern day times, because P always said, what's good, what's all these ancient books, what the fuck is good for them for me now? How's that help me now? We got fucking spaceships and FaceTime and RFID chips and 3D holograms and all types of ill shit now. None of that shit existed back then in all these ancient books. So how does that help me now? He always said that.
History and how to survive in these modern day times. There's no games being played, no kidding, no bullshitting there. Nigga. There's no games being played, no kidding, no bullshitting there, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Rap ain't right. Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Yo, shout out to I'm definitely gonna do a behind the mix episode on mixing this record so that I can show you how I was able to take what Mo Better gave me and really build layers and pull things out of it and make it multi-layered, instead of just the flatter sample that he used as the base for all the instrumentation he put over top of it. Excuse me. I was able to really pull apart the parts of the sample to really multi-layer and make it bigger. Yeah, man, P was always ahead of his time, Rated R. But alright, so the next record is my favorite because I just think it's incredible. And this was going to be like the single that he pushed. We were going to do a video, and P always thought this is a really big record. And this one we recorded 4 times to 4 separate beats before he finally found one that actually fit. And we didn't even keep any of the other ones, because as soon as he would record the first verse, he'd be like, nope, that's not it. He knew what he was looking for. So Mark the Beast calls me, and I had spent some time out in Oregon with Emancipator making some beats for P. And at that time, Emancipator had just gotten sued for the first time for using a sample. So he's like, fuck this shit. I'm just going to start making my own samples and sampling myself. And I thought that was a really good idea. And Mark the Beast is super talented. So I was just like, oh, dude, you should make music and just sample yourself. And he did. So he calls me, he's just like, yo, you got to hear this beat that I made. And he sampled, that's Mark the Beast. In that sample on Hunger Pangs is him. And so he comes to the studio in Queens, and he plays the beat, and instantaneous, I'm just like, yo, give me this for cash. Haley Ali, what up, homie? Head over to the YouTube channel, Haley. And he instantly is just, or I'm instantly just like, yo, this is perfect for cash. Like, this is perfect. You got to give me this record. And P was playing Grand Theft Auto in the living room at the time. And he must have heard me, because I'm kind of loud sometimes. And he just pops his head, literally. It was just like, he was just like, yo, I need that beat for my album. And Mark just instantly caved and was just like, you could definitely have it. And I looked at him like, oh, yo, son. But I was already thinking ahead. And when he said that, I instantly turned to P. Now, the Book of Revelation wasn't supposed to have any features at all. It's supposed to be all just P. And I was just like, yo, you could have this beat if you put Cash on the record. And he instantly agreed. He was just like, yo, Cash is perfect for this. So, because P, he already knew. He knew. I didn't know what he was going to lay down for this. I just knew that the feel of it, that this was what this felt a lot like the album that me and Cash were working on at the time. So, and I had jacked probably 2 or 3 beats from people who sent me beats for P and didn't let P hear them and let Cash have them, because they kind of fit Cash more. And P, every time P was just like, oh, yo, so that's fucked up. That's supposed to be my beat. But he never really got mad at me, because he knew what I was doing. So, anyway, P laid his verses down. Like, he already knew. He wanted to put the verses from Hunger Pangs on this beat. And so he laid his verses down, and then he was just like, I called Cash, and he came to the studio the next day, and in 20 minutes wrote his verse and recorded it. And if my memory serves me correct, I believe Cooler actually recorded Cash that day. I think I was playing Grand Theft Auto while they were doing this, because I didn't expect Cash to get it done in 20 minutes. But that's how Cash ended up on the album, and Mark the Beast. So there's 2 of my friends that I ended up getting on P's album. That's crazy, right?
Yeah. I give thanks to the Creator, cause my life is blessed. And I wish all the haters nothing but the best. This is infamous till the name wear out, the clock run out, the sun burn out, and all hell freezes over. When Babylon fall, I'll be by the shoulder of the Most High, laughing my balls off like good riddance. Till then, I'll be in the soup kitchen, cooking up shit like this for poverty stricken. Underprivileged brothers and sisters, we soldiers of the global resistance. Forgive me for being late. I was going through some things. I had to come of age and go through growing pains. You don't realize what you got till it's gone. I had to lose it all to see what I was doing wrong. I was stripped bare down to my soul and burnt out. Then rose like a phoenix through the fire. These people get fat while we starve and go through hell. Nobody looking for no handout. We offer our skills.
Alright, so that line wasn't in the originals. That nobody's looking for a handout. We offer our skills. That line, so amazing. What up? That line ended up in there because P always said that about me. That line was actually about me, because P always said, like, yo, you never came to the table with me with empty hands. You came with a skill set and was just like, yo, this is what I can do. And he always respected me for that because I didn't want anything from him. I just wanted to work. And then it just grew into what it did. But that's where that line actually came from.
Nobody looking for no handout, we offer our skills. In return for a little scraps and on the glass, I seen you laugh when I turn my back. They say revenge is a sweet dish, best served cold. But fuck that, I need mines fresh off the stove. Yeah, it's best served cold, but fuck that, I need mines fresh. My stomach touching my spine. My belly aches, my head aches. Make me start showing my fangs. Hunger pangs, hunger pangs. Make me start showing my fangs. Hunger pangs, hunger pangs.
Shit crazy out here. Niggas hungry like a motherfucker, you know? Niggas stomach on the gate. In a world full of hatred, insanity and vanity, we all forget the basics, destroying what is sacred. Often lose patience for instant gratifications, whether tail that you chasing or the numbers like the Matrix. Well, this is cash bills unplugged, the flow's medicated. Those with their brain on drugs, heavily sedated, sleepwalking through it all, with plans to run the city. I'm just out here for a job, and I'm about to walk it off. Cause I ain't racing y'all lames ringing bells. Long as I jingle like small change and keep a small thing right in the boot. Was in the club, some niggas wanted my loot. I'm outside, I feel incredible. Miss Angelou poetical, giving all my cage birds a better view. A better me, a better you. My nigga Mills be home in a few. They gave him 10, he got 2 more to do. I'm still waiting for brothers dying, mothers crying, police wild and they acting like tyrants. We hear the sirens, get in the crib, man, they still trying to change where I live. I'm waiting for it.
My stomach touching my spine. My belly aches, my head aches. Make me start showing my fangs. Hunger pangs, hunger pangs.
Yeah, I love that record, man. P really wanted to push that, and that record, for me, it's special because that was the first song that I started mixing out of all these, because I knew P really liked it. He always said, "Man, this is it's such a strong record." So, and at that time, a whole bunch of people was saying that I couldn't mix records, and that's a story for another day on how all that happened. That'll be in the book, but P gave me a shot, and I just was waiting for my shot. I never pushed it. I was never like, yo, P, you need to let me mix your records. I was just like, yo, one day he's going to just let me do it, and I'm going to do what I do. And so I mixed, pretty much finished Hunger Pangs, and he came to the studio. This is right before he went to Europe. And I hit play, and it gets done on the first pass through, and he stops it, and he looks at me. He was just like, "Why didn't you tell me you could do this?" And I was just like, "Listen, man, I couldn't tell you I could just sit there and be like, yeah, no, I'm nice. I just had to sit and wait for my chance." So at that moment right there, he knew he was in good hands on this album. And then, so the next record it's only available on the physical. And that's because there's no way we were going to be able to clear this sample. So I got the idea of just putting it as a hidden track on the physical. Because I love this song. And I had to find a way. I always told P, I was like, yo, man, I'm going to find a way that we're going to put PhD out. It's going to happen. And plus, I kind of wanted a song at the end of the first one that kind of felt different. That kind of helped turn the page to get you ready for book 2. And because book 2 feels so different. So that's all the reasoning I had to try to goad P into like actually putting this on the record. So we put it as a hidden track on the physical because we only printed up 5,000 physicals. So once they were gone in like an hour. So we were never going to print up any more. So even if they heard the physical and put a cease and desist letter out and we had to remove that from the physical, we weren't printing up any more physicals, so it didn't matter. It already existed in the stratosphere. And that was the whole plan, and it actually worked. So grab the physicals on book 2 and book 3 when they eventually come out, because
here is a special and urgent message for you. Authorities have determined that it is advisable for all persons to leave the city. Your safety and perhaps your life depends on remaining calm and following these instructions.
Get your berry.
Yeah.
Know your time.
Know the time.
Don't you worry.
Don't.
When it's fine.
Don't worry about it.
All the world knows what I'm saying.
What you say?
All the world knows what I'm saying.
So this song actually happened because at the time we were recording at Daddy's house, at Diddy's studio, because Wyclef was renting Studio A there for like months at a time, and P was working with Wyclef at the time, and Wyclef's cousin Sadiq was like me. At the end of sessions, he'd always put on some random music, and P did 3 records during those sessions that were actually after the actual sessions, that he would just hear a song and be like, yo, put that on, I want to jump on. And he just said, yo, put this record on. And he just went in. He had to have had these bars already ready for something else, because he didn't really write to it. He just went in. And I remember this session there because I was just blown away. Like, what the fuck is this? And where were you hiding this at?
Go, infamous life, big bandana, general bars, major rap master, certified heron, the Perry on Dawn, hip hop god, legend of the hood, IR. The myth buster, I'll reveal the facts. So don't be shocked when your fave rapper get his head wrapped. I don't draw first blood, I just clean up the hazmat. I don't go looking for trouble, I'm past that. Greener pastures, bluer skies, clearer oceans, above and beyond. All that whack shit, banging the dope music, drinking mature grapes. I can't fuck with a sucker, I'm on another page. I'm too cool, I'm too hot. My bitch too badass, let them Tupac. My shit so good, the fuck I wanna rap with you for and waste my gift on some bullshit lame nigga song.
Get together, work it out.
Working on now.
Simplicity is what it's about.
Don't worry about it.
All the world knows what I'm saying. All the world knows what I'm saying.
What else you got? Boiling spit, it burned my mouth. How could I not brag? Listen, my words, I put it down. I don't fuck about, I don't dick around. I'm a professional. I don't shine shoes no more. You ain't get the memo. Beat you with that shine box. Black Caesar, brown skin Cheops, chiefin' on Chiba. Tell that nigga Solomon he dead on Sheba. Cause the glamorous life ain't much without love. These are the days I lie, so live to the max. In the pool with my clothes on, we laughing like kids. Fuck y'all, get the gas face. They got the mad face. When you rich, they think the only way is Illuminati. So fuck it, let them think it, like who'da ever thunk it. Master P, and I ain't talking about person. R.I.P., ASAP, streetwise, that's why they call him PhD.
Yo, so P is crazy. Yo, P was crazy as far as a rapper, because who the fuck else is going to hear that jazz song and be like, yo, I got something for that? Like, he always picked the weirdest shit to rap to. Man, the rap Ginobili, rapping left-handed on stuff. That's what I always called him. So, but I don't know any other rapper that I've ever worked with that's going to be like, yo, except Cash. Cash would jump on anything. It was just like, yo, put that on. And P always did that. He always did that. So I always knew it made me, since I knew he would do that, when we would do sessions at the end of them, instead of listening to rap songs, I'd always put on like down-tempo shit or stuff that I liked that I thought like maybe P would sound dope on that wasn't really a rap beat. And yo, he bid a couple times. He did a couple records. The intro on HNIC3, the mixtape, was just a song from Little People that we were listening to that he was just like, yo, put that in. I want to jump on that. But, so there was another record that was supposed to be after that because PhD wasn't going to be there. There's another one, and right at the mastering session, P decided to take the record off and save it for the Book of the Dead. And so the original cut had another song right there, but literally at the mastering session, we were done with everything. The album was done. He was just like, stay fresh. You got to go over to the YouTube channel to hear the audio. I don't want to play it through the phone speakers, so I have the actual full quality audio streaming on YouTube. But anyway, there's another record that was supposed to be on there that we literally pulled at the mastering session. Album done. And it was just like, yo, let's save that one. So I kind of had to do, me and Tony, shout out to him for being so dope. We literally had to do some editing to some songs right at the very end to make it now fit with taking that record out. We had to move a skit and shorten a skit because we didn't have the Pro Tool sessions there, so it was just like 2 tracks, and it was like we had to do some engineering gymnastics at the very end to make it work with taking that record out and putting the skits back where they're supposed to be. So there was always a plan to do a deluxe version. So there was, 3 more records that and you'll notice with the record that was supposed to be on there, the actual song count would have been 16, even though there's 13 records. All the math was intentional. But anyway, the deluxe version got screwed up because his manager at the time decided to do a deal with iTunes Europe without actually getting P's full consent. And in order to get the deal from them for exclusive rights in Europe and to have them place P's album at the top of iTunes Europe for a couple days or whatever, they got 3 exclusive songs. And that's why the deluxe version never came out in America, because his manager screwed all that up. So, but these 3 records, there's always a story behind them, but the Broken Apple happened because P got mad and fucking threw his laptop across the room, and it didn't break, and for some reason it pissed him off that it didn't break, and he picked it up and he threw that shit like a frisbee because he had the MacBook Air, so it was mad thin, and the shit stuck into the drywall like, and it was it for that computer. He's like, oh shit. And he got mad because he was just like, fuck, I was in the middle of writing a song and I just lost all it because his computer was done. So he looks at me, he's just like, yo, I need your laptop. And I was just like, yo, please don't throw my shit. And he ended up writing this song because he lost the record that he was writing because he frisbeed his laptop into the drywall. And I don't even remember what song he lost. I don't think, who knows? Who knows? That's for the annals of history. But Broken Apple resulted because he actually broke his Mac.
The grotesque act of invading other countries, claiming them as your territory, and stealing their resources to keep your emperor, crown, or corporate owners in power used to be known as empire building. The latest propaganda slogan for empire building is globalization.
Money is worthless, real power is people, real strength is in the street where everybody's equal. I'd rather have 100,000 strong supporters of the movement, down for the cause, cause life is amazing, your life is dull. If you think a big bank make you successful, just look at all the colors. The ecosystem, the plants and the wildlife is built with intelligence. Listen, fuck, just look at yourself. You can't fathom your own operating system. Fuck a MacBook, I take a real book any day. And fuck your automation, give me a human being. I mean, fuck. Just look at ourselves, we the masters of the earth, and nature is real wealth in abundance. Give thanks to all, the fact that you breathing, you should be in awe. We the bricks at the bottom of the government's pyramids, a Ponzi scheme, we being conned, my friend. That's so adorable, you so naive, it's just a metaphor, you really looking for some puppet strings. Space cadets can't assimilate fact from theory, common core education direct from Satan. You see the inmates in prison, just the ones who got caught. Just imagine all the other shit freely going on. I just shake my head, I need THC. My computer just crashed and deleted everything I just did. I take a real book any day. Fuck your automation, give me a human being.
Yo, he definitely came in. It was just like, yo, roll up. Because the shit was done, and he literally took my laptop, man. I was just like, oh, don't throw mine, please. We can't be down 2 laptops today. But I was able to fix his MacBook Air with a couple days of work. But yeah, this whole song literally was written in response to him breaking his MacBook and losing a record, which is hilarious to me. All right, so the next song in the bonus material is No Contest, and originally this was the second song after Mystic. But Pete just felt that it was too slow. It was too slow. Too many records, too slow to start it off. So we just relegated this one to the bonus material. Shout out to Alchemist.
Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have something that we're about to do that has never been done before on the radio station.
Welcome. Yeah. I was grown in a concrete garden, minus the synthetics. Do your research, my genetics 100% organic. The earth and the sun provide me with all that I need. Can't dig up my grassroots, they too deep, I don't budge. The mainstream comes to me. See a flower, don't know its power, it just is. It's just nature for me to flourish and grow big. The Most High made me perfect. My flaws are a thing of beauty, character and uniqueness. I love myself, if I don't, then who will I? Wanna be just like the man in the mirror, cause who could ask for more? He look good, rap good, he got it going on. Like the Egyptian god, the young pharaoh, build pyramids with money stacks. Now yo, I don't compete, I just create. I speak my piece, I don't debate. It's no argument, no contest. You know what it is and heard what I said. I don't compete, I just create. I speak my piece, I don't debate. It's no argument, no contest. You know what it is and heard what I said. I'm the black rose that grew through the crack in the sidewalk, a miracle baby. Look at me, I made it through the broken glass and the dope needles too. In them little baggies with the coke residue. You touch me, your hands gon' bleed from the thorns. A defense mechanism that was given by God. I'm not out to hurt nobody, it's not in my nature to do such things. I just live my life until my little time is played and return to the essence from which I came. Until then, get familiar, you would wanna be on my side. Ahead of time, I'll catch a bandwagon ride. Cause when the shit turned violent, the infamous mafia shut down the whole environment. Get 'em. Your infamous Mob Deep, yeah, forced me to show your dumb ass that shit stink, pussy. I don't compete, I just create. I speak my piece, I don't debate. It's no argument, no contest.
Yo, I miss P, man. Making this album with him. Professionally, it's the biggest honor. I don't care. Awards, money, plaques, none of that shit matters. Doing this album with P is like the greatest professional honor that I could ever hope to achieve, personally. So, let alone becoming friends and, you know, best friends eventually, and doing all the shit that we did together for a decade, basically. But yeah, man, I really miss P, man. But you know, I'm gonna hold it down. I'm gonna finish what he started because I promised I would. So the last song out of all of them was actually, we were kind of trying to shoehorn it in to the original cut of the album, but it just kind of didn't fit, but it was perfect for bonus material. And it's a good way to end the bonus one. It's just a good message to end off the whole project.
Peace. What up, dog? Yeah. You know what it is, man. Same shit. Ain't nothing changed. Out here getting it. Doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Mind on my business. You know what I'm saying? Get my money. What up with you? Ain't that good? Alright. Is that right? That nigga better go handle that thing. Do what you gotta do, man. Handle your thing, boy. May the good Lord bless you with everything you hoped and wished for. Bless you. May you live a long life, make long money, sleep good at night. I do. I wish you nothing but the best. May you love real deep, may you laugh real big. I pray your enemies fail, and you ain't never gotta spend time in jail. May you travel safe and meet good people along the way. I hope you know you one of a kind, and you ain't gotta be like them, you're just fine. I wanna see you become wealthy, and more important than that, stay healthy. Godspeed, and pray you never had to lock horns with P. Oh hell no. Peace be with me, the dark and the light angels protect me. That's right. Life is about balance. You try to be cool, but sometimes it gets violent. Peace be with me, the dark and the light angels protect me. Life is about balance. I'd rather be cool, but out here it gets violent. Out the shadows, let the moonlight shine on that. Keepers of the night, keepers of the holy. Rapping words, the spirit of the strong in me. I use the force, careful with that shit, baby. I feel you. I'm still learning my own strength. Sorry if I wasn't perfect when you thought I should have been. I'm just a work in progress. I know. I encourage myself to be better and master the art. It's a long time coming, seemed like the other day I was just being myself. They calling me a late bloomer, and I don't know if that's a compliment or insult. And I don't give a fuck, really, keep talking. Got 2 pair of watch like the Polo Kid. My time is so precious, why would I waste it? On a silly bitch like you and miss my chance to realize my greatness and become who I am. Baby, peace be with me. The dark and the light angels protect me. Life is about balance. You try to be cool, but sometimes it gets violent. Peace. Peace be with me. The dark and the light angels protect me. Life is about balance. I'd rather be cool, but out here it gets violent. As I take my gun off before I pray, I don't have a problem with meeting God halfway. Yeah, we believe in a higher force, and may God be with you through this war. Shit real out here, man. Crazy out here, man. Peace.
It's funny because originally there was a little line right before he says peace where he's just like, everybody else, fuck y'all. And the song, it just didn't fit the song. But, you know, that was a really good way to end the album. You know, so shout out to everybody who came through for the breakdown. You know, leave a comment on, you know, your favorite records. And whatever it is that you want me to do first for Behind the Mix, because I'm going to do a Behind the Mix for probably every single one of these records and show you exactly how I did, what I did to make this happen, and drop some knowledge on y'all. So, you know, I'll definitely be back next week. I might do... you know, just stay tuned on the Instagram because I'm working on a little radio show where I'm just going to play P records. But, you know, like I said, shout out to everybody. It's good to be back. You know, I was away building, coming up with new ideas and how I was going to do what it is that I need to do. So, you know, as I say to everybody, and you know if you've ever hit me, thanks for being a P fan, man. Thanks for tuning in, and, you know, RIPP 333.